Yeah. Uh, I want to talk about Uber and government's responsibility to its citizens. If you are a customer to Uber and you ride Uber every day, good for you. You're saving some money, excellent. Is that the reason why you should keep on riding Uber? Maybe. But there's a conspiracy going on. And to feign ignorance of it is to make yourself more vulnerable. One of the primary responsibility of government is to treat its citizens equally and make sure that every one of them is protected. But in the case of Uber, it's not so. Now, many years back, using a private vehicle to convey passengers was something that was common among poor people. And I 100% think that it is okay if they could get away with it because it helps. They have family to take care of. They have school fees to pay. They have books to buy. They have to put food on the table. They have their wives to maintain. And in their desperation to keep up with the challenges of living, so some of them did that. But you know what government did? Government said, no, you can't do that. So they gave them citation. They gave them papers. They had to go to court and pay fines. We've had many cases like that. But in order for you to know that this whole world is corrupt and evil, and the people in government are satanists, and when I say satanists, I simply mean they are cruel. I'm not saying they belong to any circuit court, but they are cruel, insensitive, and they're evil. Now, somebody knows somebody in Congress, makes a phone call. Before you know it, there's Uber. The same thing the poor people used to do to make life better for them. The rich man introduced it. But what he does is this. He makes you to drive your own car, to fuel your own car. He also makes you to maintain your car. The moment your car breaks down, it's done with you. If that is not slavery, tell me what is slavery. Tell me what is slavery. Now my question is, between then and now, what has happened? What has changed? When it was an illegality to use a private car, and when the poor people were being hunted down and being fined because they wanted to make their lives better, what has changed between then and now? Why was it wrong then and right now? You know why? Because the rich is involved. The rich are involved. Now, Uber is making millions and millions of dollars every day globally. But has anybody thought about the consequences of this stupid development? I'll tell you why. In Fairview, North Carolina alone, before the emergence of Uber, we had over 80 taxis. Fairview is a relatively small town. Now, after Uber, we have less than 20 taxis. And of those 20 taxis, a sizable number of them are actually operating out of city's permission because Uber has messed everything up. People cannot even afford the $50 or $60 quarterly payment for inspection. And people cannot maintain their vehicles to the standard where it will pass inspection. You see their dilemma. So where am I going? What I'm going is that government has failed in its responsibility to protect the poor because of the greed of the people in government and because this world supposedly belongs to the rich. First of all, let me tell you the hurdles that the regular taxi driver has to skate through. Number one, when Uber came, they fixed their own price, but the taxi drivers are not allowed to fix their price. So what the Uber did was that they brought the price lower. So the taxi driver does not stand a chance anymore in terms of competition. What sensible government allows that to happen? How can you allow a rival to fix their own price and you peg ours and we can't fix ours? That's so unfair. But they give them undue advantage. Does anybody care? No. And just when you would have thought that, well, yeah, I can enjoy it, you know, I can have a cheaper ride. So the public doesn't seem to care because, you know, the prices go down, etc. But that's a lie. The price is really not going down. Have you ever called Uber at 10 p.m., 10:30, 11 p.m., 12 p.m.? They charge you a price that a taxi driver would never have charged you. They exploit you. Now, if you allow them to successfully run down taxi business, if you allow them to successfully run down taxi business like you are doing it now by not taking taxi, you know what is going to happen? Then they have the freedom to take it all the way up. If not, why did they hike the price at a time that taxis cannot even operate? Do not even operate. They do that because there's no competition. There's no rivalry at that time. So they don't like you. Don't let them run down taxi business. Not only is government wrong for allowing Uber and taking the business out of the hands of the poor people, giving them added advantage, giving Uber added advantage, but you are also wrong for taking Uber, encouraging it. They don't love nobody. If you were not mentally retarded, and I'm not being disrespectful to anybody, how could you put your car on the road? You buy your own gas. You maintain your own car. You do the work and you split the money with something. The wear and tear on the car, the mileage you're piling on the car. It's crazy. You got to be really desperate. Now, it's not your fault, really. It's the fault of government that is exploiting your vulnerability. Because people in government are sitting on the board of directors of this company called Uber. I think it is high time we all stood up as a people and say, no, I'm not going to take this so-called advantage because I know that, number one, it is a gift through the back door, and number two, it's not going to be perpetuated. The moment they successfully run down the taxi business, they will hack it up both day and night. Uber is slavery through the back door. Every well-meaning individual must rise to save the taxi business and say no. Maybe in my next video, I will talk about some of the dangers of riding in unmarked vehicles. But this system is pitched against the poor, and it is our collective responsibility to rise up and say no. And if you're going to sit down and say, well, I'm not affected, you just wait. You'll find that when taxi business is completely run down, you're going to be paying a whole lot of money. Have a nice day. God bless you. Let's do this, man.